green do you want?
Now Emily is getting ready to do green for her turtle.
You'll probably need a contrasting color.
I would think so. I would start with thinking about what turtles look like. So are they darker underneath or lighter underneath? Where's like where can you think the darker color needs to be? And start with that as your base.
It's the top of their shell.
The top of their shell is darker than the bottom? Okay, so maybe what you want to do is start with the lighter color and wrap that one around. And then we'll save the darker color for the shell part. And after a while, it will start to take shape, and it just takes time. It sounds like this is a project that could take hours. Really, it comes together very quickly. I think I made this in the wee hours of the morning on Christmas Eve, and it really only took me maybe 30 or 45 minutes from start to finish. That's what's great about needle felting, is it's like instant gratification almost. You can get something done really quickly.
This will be a really fat ladybug.
Are you doing a ball or are you doing...
I don't really know. What's the...
We can do it. You can do a ball, or we can convert it into this kind of ladybug too if you'd like. It won't be very hard.
I think we'll do this type.
You want to do that type? Okay, so what you want to do for this kind of ladybug is start to take one side of your ball and make it flatter than the rest, just by poking at it more. Okay? How's your bumblebee coming?
Oh, it's coming along. Have fun.
Anybody else? Now we've got this great little red ball, and Katie's actually working on shaping the sides to her ladybug. Tammy's got her bumblebee going over there, and Emily's working on her turtle. So for the ladybug, next we're going to work on the spots and the face. The face is probably the biggest spot on here. So what I would do is just take...
Okay, does that look big enough to
I
start
think so.
this?
Yep, and then start putting some red around it. So I'm going to take this black, and I'm going to use my foam, and I'm going to start shaping the black into a flattened circle. So you want to flatten it. You're slipping, and you're eating your needle and your wool. Is it yummy? Is it yummy?
Is it healthy for you?
The great thing about this foam block is that you can really do a lot of shaping just right on here, and then you can lift it off. It starts to adhere to the foam block, but what you can do is you just pick it up and turn it over and get it going the other direction until you've got it the size you want. Now, of course, I don't want it as big as this one, since this one is much smaller. So I'm just going to work on making it the size I want. I'm going to pull a little bit of it off since it's a little big. And we were just talking about the wonder of wool and how when you look really closely at good wool that you get for needle felting, a lot of times you'll find twigs, like you can see twigs in my wool. So you know it actually came off of an animal, and it all becomes part of your project, part of the fun. Yeah. So I just keep working on this until I get it right where I want. You want it nice and flat. And it'll flatten out a little bit when I put it on the ladybug, or on the ball. So now I have this wonderful face for my ladybug, and I'm laying it on my wool ball. And then I'm just going to start to adhere it to the wool ball, again by poking. And poking, poking, poking. And then what you want it to be, in order for it to be a nice round ball, you really want to take a lot of time on these dots so that you can make sure you get them incorporated into the wool a lot like this, so that you can see that it really has a good smooth shape to it and rolls just like a ball. That's your ball, isn't it? He loves ladybugs. Yeah, you're the reason for the ladybug craze. Yeah, is that your ball? Yeah. Just keep shaping it until you've got it where you want it, as flat as you want. If you can see, you can really shape it once it's on the ball. Oh, are you all done? All right, bye-bye.
Well, it's very forgiving because if you screw up, you just cover it up with another piece.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of those projects that you kind of can't mess up. The biggest thing you could do to mess up is poke yourself and be sad. But, you know, when you've got the more detailed spots, you can just kind of get in there and it really just shapes itself as you're poking at it. And there are different gauges of needles, and I've just found that I just play with them from time to time and see which ones I like for different wool, and just do experimenting. I find experimentation to be the easiest way to go about most handwork. So now I've got the face part on here. How's everybody doing? How's your turtle coming, Emily?
I think it's done. Sort of.
Oh, you got good. Okay, so now next I want you to think about the turtle's head. So his head, you probably want it to be a little bit darker green. And I would do the same sort of thing that we're doing here for the ladybugs. Maybe form a small round face kind of space, so then you can form eyes
Okay.
and a mouth on him before you do the shell. Now you're going to want it to be a lot smaller because you are going to want to have the shell all around. But actually, you know what I would do next? I would do the shell part next. That way the head can lay up against the shell. So when you look at it, you'll look at the bottom part of the turtle, the shell, and then the face part will lay up against the shell.
Okay.
Does that make sense? That's what I would do. How are you doing, my dear?
Well,
Let's see.
It's
It's coming along.
It's
In
much
order-
better than it was.
Yeah, you're doing great. I mean, this really is a project that you can't fail at.
You have
So,
to be patient.
You
with
just
it.
it does take some patience. Next, I'm going to work on the black ridge that kind of goes from one end of the ladybug to the next to kind of make the split for where the wings would be. And the easiest way to do that is to just kind of pull it off in strips. Uh-oh. Should you get it again?
Yes.
Pull it off in strips, and kind of what you want to do is you're going to want to make like a snake, a long snake. And I like to just try to get it together, at least in a shape like this.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just compressing this thing.
Oh, okay. And then again, you just get started. Start shaping, and
Okay, that was good. I'm not the best at this, but
it's okay. You're doing great. So just start shaping your snake here. How's yours coming, Tammy?
It's come along. I'm gonna go see.
oh, that's such a cute bumblebee.
Oh, that is way cute. That is way, way cute. What Tammy did is she just used she covered her ball with the yellow, and she made the black face part just like on the ladybug. And now she's doing the same sort of thing with the little snake piece that I'm doing for the ladybug, only she's doing it for the stripes on the bumblebee. Now I'm going to use the same process for adhering my little snake to my ball that I did for the face, and just work to get it where you want it. And the more you work it, it just starts to come together. And if you feel like it's too wide, you can just work on the sides to get it in there some more. All right, now I shaped these little long pieces. Again, same concept as our little snake that we made. And these are the antenna. And again, just poking them in there, right where you want them. And it's pretty forgiving when you first start. So if you decide you don't like where it's at, you can pick it up and move it and then refelt it in a different position. And then the same goes for our dots. Just made dots of varying sizes. You just start, ow, by not hurting yourself. Yep.
Ow!
Yep.
That hurts.
Just really getting it in there. And once you have everything in place, you can really work to make sure that you get the shape good and round. And there'll be some indentation where you put it together, but it should feel like a nice round ball. Now for the eyes, it was very simple. I just took a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of white. And I used white instead of this because I just thought it would be a better contrast. And I mean, I used a teeny tiny bit. And so you just want enough to kind of make little eyeballs. And I just kind of stuck it on here and then shaped it right on the ladybug, because you can really do a lot when you've only got a single needle. This is a time when a single needle is probably the easiest. And so just keep shaping the eyes. And I kind of used the antenna as a guide as to where to put the eyes.
Yeah.
Hang on to it like this.
Okay. Can you put that in on?
I'll just
Just make it smaller and
Watch out, because now
smaller.
you've got 4 of them going. Don't go all the way through the sponge.
Okay, I'm
Just
trying
go
not
through
to.
the
There you
end
go.
of the. There you go.
And you know, if you've got a couple of Waldorf friends in your neighborhood, or even friends that maybe aren't into Waldorf but they like to do handwork, get together for a weekly handwork circle. We've been doing this. This is our second year that we've been doing it with our group, and we've really enjoyed just getting together every week. And we meet for, I think the intention was 60 minutes, but we always end up shooting the breeze longer than that and having fun. And we decided to do it not just so that Tammy and I have some mom time, but so that we could kind of rekindle the idea of the quilting circle and the quilting bee, and have the girls really be able to get have some fun with us and really get involved in doing handwork aside just from doing it in their lesson work. Then they can come together and do it together. And we've on occasion had more families join us, and the little girls are off playing right now, but they often join us as well, and they just work at their speed. And sometimes we have a particular project we're working on, and sometimes, like right now, we just kind of let everybody pick something that interests them. Now you kind of have this like creepy looking bug. So he needs pupils, otherwise you might scare whatever child you give it to.
That's funny.